Welcome back, everybody. Today is another day on Boardgamearena, and we've got a very special game for you today, Race for the Galaxy. It's a card game, and it's got lots and lots of expansions out at the moment, but today we're just going to be playing the base game, so you can learn the rules and you can join us on Boardgamearena. So here we go to start. We're just playing the base game without the new world, so we have just old Earth to play with. This is our starting world, and we have 6 cards in our hand, and we have to discard 2 of them, so we'll just be left with a hand of 4 cards. Let's get rid of these big 6 card developments here because they're hard to start with. And here goes. Here's the first turn. So we have these 5 different phases: explore, develop, settle, consume, produce. And in a 2-player game, we get to choose 2 actions each turn. So let's start with develop, and let's start with this explore. So explore, what does that do? In the explore phase, everybody draws 2 cards and keeps 1. And whoever chooses explore gets a bonus. Now there was 2 different bonuses, but the one I've picked is +1/+1. So instead of getting 2 cards to choose from, I get 3. And I get to choose 2 of them instead of 1. Let's pick those 2. Now, second phase here, develop. Everyone may play a development card. Development cards are these diamond-shaped cards. I've got 4 of them here. And let's play this one. So normally, it would cost me whatever is inside this little diamond here. It would cost me 1 card. But because I played the development, I was the one that picked the development, I got a bonus, and that bonus is, it costs you 1 less card to build. So that one actually was free for me. So now we're on to the settle phase. My opponent here has chosen settle. And so we can play a world. Now worlds are the circle cards. You can see I've got 2 different ones here. Let's play this one here, Reptilian Uplift Race. Now, it would normally cost me the number of cards or military that is inside that little circle there. Now, military worlds are red. So you can see it's outlined by red there. Non-military worlds are surrounded by black there. Now, normally you can't play military unless you have military. Now, over here you can see I'm on -1 military. But this card that I played before gives me a special power. I can build military worlds without having a military, and it costs me 1 less card than it normally would. So that's quite a nice card. It's quite a nice combo here. Now we're on to consume. Wow, we're just racing through this, aren't we? It's a fast-paced game, nice and quick, but there's a lot to it. Let's keep going. Well, I'll explain consume in a second. It's our turn again. What are we going to do? So I could play a development and get that 1 bonus. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's do that actually. Let's play a development. We're going to play this card, and I'm also going to produce, which I haven't explained yet, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So let's play that as we planned. And I'm not going to be able to settle because I don't have enough cards. I could play this one, but I would need 2 other cards in my hand to be able to discard to be able to play this. So I can't play that one. So I'm just going to say I choose not to place a world. Now I've gone produce. Now producing, every world that you have that is solid color. So this one here is a solid color. That is a production world. So production world, when produce is picked, everyone places a good on each production world. So that one would have produced a good. But if you are the one that picks produce, you also get an additional bonus, and that is you can also produce on one of your windfall worlds, which this one is. This one is a windfall world. Now windfall worlds, they produce a good as soon as you play the card. So you can see a couple of turns ago it produced one of these cards when I first played it. But hang on, it's our turn again. We've got an option. Our opponent's played settle, so I could play this card because I've got 2 to discard now. Do I want to do that? Let's do it. Let's do it because we're going to get a lot of cards from what is about to happen just now. Consume. Now, when Consume is played, everybody that has these cards must use them if they can. And they use them by trading them. So this one here, you can see consume 1 good to gain 1 victory point, and you can do that up to 2 times. So if he had chosen consume, that's what I'd have to do. But we had the special option, the money button. So I can sell my goods for cards, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on that, and I just sold that good. Now, there's 4 different types of good. There's the blue, the novelty goods. There's the mining, which is the brown cards. Or this one here. Here we go. That's a mining world. So hang on, it's our turn again. What are we going to do? Let's pick something. Let's go with this one, and let's go this one. Why not? Oh, so my apologies. It's our turn to pick up here. What are we going to do? Let's settle because we want to play this card. And what else can we do? Let's produce, because we can produce 2 goods and they won't be able to produce any, so that will be a nice advantage for us. And they've picked develop, so we can place a development if we choose to. Let's go this one, because we're going to be bonus of this one, draw 1 card for each kind of good you produce. And that's what we're going to be doing in phase 5. We're going to be producing, so we're going to get some extra cards, so that will be nice. Let's do that, and we're going to get rid of these 4 cards because we want to play this card in the settle phase. So consume, we didn't quite finish explaining consume. Now consume, this you can trade cards for cards in your hand if you hit the sell button. And you can also trade cards for points if just on a regular consume, it's 1 point per card. Or you can go ×2 and it doubles all the points that you get from trading. So let's do that just so we can show it off. And it's actually not a bad move for us either. So that's 2 and 1. Let's go and let's produce as well. Why not? So our opponent has picked explore. Let's go. Let's pick this one here. So here we go. We must consume goods. So our opponent here has picked the sell. So they would have sold their good on here. And now it's our turn. We get to trade in our goods for points. And remember, it's going to be double because that's the option we picked. That's the bonus we got this round. So let's trade this one here. And I can do that twice. So I traded that. That's 1 point. That's 2 points. But remember, it's doubled because I hit the ×2. Let's do it again. So, the other thing I was halfway through explaining, this is a fast-paced game, isn't it? So much going on. Is the types of cards. So there's 4 different goods. The blue, the brown, the green, and the yellow, which we haven't seen yet. But they are worth different values, each of the cards. Blue is only worth 2. The brown are worth 3. The green are worth 4. And the yellow are worth 5. So if you sell using that money button and you sell one of the cards, then that's how many cards you get. So when I sell a green, I get 4 cards. And then you add on any bonuses you get from other cards. So this one here, for example, I've played earlier in the game, draw 1 plus card when you sell jeans. Now jeans are the green ones, so I would actually get 5 when I sell that. So that's very good for me. But here we go, we've done the ×2 again, so let's trade in our goods for some points. We've done this one once. We've done that one a second time, and we'll do that one. So that was 6 points for us. Very good turn. And because we hit produce, we get that bonus. We can produce on a windfall world. But actually, we get a double bonus because this one also lets us produce on a jeans windfall world during a produce phase. So we got to produce on 2 windfall worlds. And remember, these worlds they produce automatically every produce phase. So we've got lots of goods to make more points on. So let's take advantage of that. Let's keep going. Opponents pick develop. So we could play this one. Let's do it. Nice wee card. What does this one do? Draw one card each development phase. It's a nice wee card, that one. A good card early on in the game. But it is worth a point, so it's not bad to play right now in our situation. Now, one thing I didn't explain is this little box to the side of each one of these. That's how many points it's worth at the end of the game. Now, the aim of the game is to get points in this game. And I'm not sure if I explained all the ways to get points, but let's see, consume. Okay, let's do the same thing again. Consume. Let's consume here as well. And we'll consume here. Look at that. And we produce, so we're going to produce on our windfall world. Let's keep doing that now. So we're gaining points every time we do this. And the other way to get points is by building your buildings or your development cards or your worlds. And the other way to get points is by playing these cards, these big development cards. And they give you points depending on the type of card that you've played. So, for example, this one here gives us 1 victory point every 3 victory points you've earned. And you also get 3 victory points for playing Research Labs, Galactic Transheaders, and Artist Colony. So, not a great one for us this game, but in a different game it could be very good. Although we do have Contact Special, we're not going to be able to play this one because it's an expensive one, but if you did play it in your hand, that's how you would get points, and there are lots of these big 6 developments to be able to play. Hey, let's go. Let's not, because we can't play this card because we've already played it, and we can't play this card because we've already played it. So we're just going to have to pass. That's a bit of a shame. Our opponent has got a wee bit up on us on that one, but that's okay because we're going to sell lots of goods, and that's really good for us. Let's sell this one. Let's do that twice, and we can sell over here as well. Now, that's the end of the game. Oh, and we just lost, unfortunately. Our opponent got 44 points. We got 36. Unlucky. Good game. Let's give them a thumbs up. Let's say GG. And let's go back to the game quickly and just explain what happened there, because we're such a fast-paced game and there's a lot involved there. So let's explain what happened. Now, up here in the corner, let's explain a few of these parts. So this symbol is how many cards are in your hand. So right now we have 6 cards. These are the number of victory points that we've gained. So that's the number that you've earned, and so you would plus on all these buildings at the end, and you would plus on, if you've played any of these big 6 developments, any points that you've earned through them. This is your military that you gain throughout the game. And that helps you build those worlds, those military worlds. Because a normal settle would cost you the number of cards that's inside that little circle there. So this would normally cost, you'd have to discard 2 cards to be able to play this. But military worlds, all you need is that amount of military or more, and you can play it for free. So military is a great way to get through the game quickly, and that is what my opponent did very nicely. So they've played all these military worlds, very high scoring like that, 7 points, 5 points, 6 points, lots of high scoring cards, and that's how they beat us in the end. Well done to our opponent. And this last bit here, that is the number of cards that you've played. Now, there's a couple of ways to end the game, and that is one of them. As soon as one player gets to 12 cards played, the game is over. And that's what they did. The other way to end the game is for the victory point chips to run out. So as soon as that gets in the negatives, the game is also over. And unfortunately for us, it ended possibly a turn too soon. We had a lot of cards here to sell, and we didn't quite get it done. And maybe we just, even though we were producing 4 goods each turn, We were only able to sell 3 of them, and maybe that was our downfall as well. Our opponent also built one of these really nice big 6 developments, and that gives you, let's have a look, it's 2 victory points for a big 6 development and 1 victory point for every other development. So they would have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points just for that one card. And this one they would have done very well out of as well. 2 victory points for rebel military worlds, 1 victory point for other military worlds. So they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, 2 very high scoring 6-point development cards for them there. So that very well done, well played, and good game. Didn't work out for us today, but that's just how it goes sometimes. It's all right. But I hope you learned a wee bit how to play. That's a fast-paced game. There's a lot to it, but don't worry, we'll be playing again. So stay tuned if you didn't quite catch everything. And we'll also be looking at the expansions as well. There's so many expansions. It's such a nice game. It's simple. It's fast-paced. Maybe not simple, but fast-paced, and a lot of strategy involved. And the expansions just add so much more as well. So much to this great game. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.